folder.
He's keeping it. Oh, we're in the show.
Oh no. I'm singing.
That's what we come into with Sharky Debbie. Singing. What were you singing there,
I was
Sharky
singing the
Debbie?
Gambler.
Oh, you were singing. Oh, yes.
Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers. Yeah. Is
Who's
that
got
who it
Gambler
is?
coming?
Who's Kenny Rogers?
Are you joking? Are you actually joking?
I'm not convinced she's joking.
Right, that's it.
Get down.
Sharky Debbie. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, I was going to put Debbie Shark, and then she wanted it Sharky Debbie, so.
So like Sharky and George.
Yeah,
We've just already. Have we just derailed this whole thing already? Just come in and Sharky's there singing away. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's EVE, where I am being joined by Sharky Debbie Sharpe. You sound like a singer now. I'm expecting you to.
Well, I was singing,
and you
were
singing.
I am taking requests.
Do not get her to sing.
I'm taking requests all night.
Jesus.
And I knew it was going to be like this already. And also by Emerson Jayne. You heard me say Emerson Jayne, not Sammii Jayne. Emerson Jayne. You debuted, or re-debuted, returned under this name last week at OTT when you defended your OTT championship against Jamie Hayter. You're Emerson Jayne, not Sammii Jayne. Do you want to tell us like where the name Emerson comes from?
Well, I just while we were out over lockdown, I just kind of wanted to like not use my real name and be a bit more like professional and private, keep it a bit more separate. And then I really like the name Emerson. It's like a bit of more of an ancient name. It goes like back hundreds of years, and I'm really into like medieval and mythology. And I like love the name. I changed the spelling on it a little bit, but I love it, and I think it like went really well together. And I just wanted to come back with like a little bit of a change. So that was pretty much it.
It's a nice thing, nice timing to come back with the change as well after like this year and a half that we've had off. What was it like getting in the ring last week, you know, for the first time, you know, since, well, what was it, since March for you?
Yeah, it was like first time in 16 months. Like it was like great, but I was so anxious before I went. I was like absolutely shitting myself just because it's been so long, and you just like second guess everything you're doing. And
hey, Debbie, were you getting lots of WhatsApps from Sammii prior to this?
Maybe. I'll not tell you what about.
And then, yeah, at one point I did feel really sick during the match because, like, you know, I feel like you can do cardio at home, but ring condition is so much different, and like being in front of a crowd. But I got through it, and it went really well because obviously I was wrestling Jamie Hayter. So I think the next match will be a lot easier because I've got rid of those like nerves that like return match.
What is your return match? Is what your next match is what next weekend as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got 3 next weekend. So
3.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Blink and neck. Wowza. Well, we can get into that. We'll get into that a little bit later. We're here tonight. We're going to be watching the match that you two had. I don't know why we decided that we would watch this match, because I'm here still trying to get Debbie to come back. And we're about to watch what was, yeah, right? Look, she's already shaking her head, right? But I feel that, you know, myself and the rest of the EVE Army, I feel that we can, you know, try to make this happen. This isn't the match, though, to convince someone to do it, because this match that we're going to be watching shortly, bloody hurt, basically, for the pair of them, because it's brutal. So, I suppose, actually, like, the one thing we should also point out is this was, Debbie, this was your last match in EVE. Yeah, and you actually retired, and you went in knowing that, yes. Right?
Yeah.
Bloody good job you didn't win, isn't it? Otherwise, I'd have had a champion retiring. That's fortunate. like, why did you retire? Why did you quit? What made you leave? I should point out, this wasn't an EVE thing. This was a wrestling career thing. You didn't wrestle. No. Did you have any more matches afterwards, like, or was that it? Was that your last one?
I had one. I dressed as Wonder Woman.
It was against me, of course. Up in Scotland. That was the last one.
Yeah. I just figured I needed a break. I think my real job is very demanding. So it was just constant. I was just never getting a break, which is probably my own fault as well. But I just decided, I was like, something has to go. And I was also quite broken in many ways. But yeah, so physically, I think I was kind of needing some surgery and stuff, which I didn't. I just decided, let's just stop wrestling and it'll stop hurting. Which kind of worked. So
Is that Jetta I can hear meowing in the background?
No, it's Piper.
That's Piper, is it?
evil. She attacked me earlier.
I think she went out.
Piper attacked you. Is that Piper coming approaching you now?
Yes, she's there.
Okay.
Can you see me sweating?
Like it does look like you are, backing away here, Debbie. I must admit.
She's a little arsehole. She just
What, Piper or Debbie?
Piper, yes.
Piper's a little asshole.
She just ruins everything in the house is wrecked. I've got the house wallpapered and there's scratches like way up here. She obviously just jumped up and attacked it.
For those wondering, yes, Piper is named after Piper Niven or
Yes.
Dewdrop. Can I ask you, right? Would you have, if you'd have got the cat now, would you have named it Dewdrop or would you have kept it as Piper?
Piper. I feel
Yeah.
like
Piper's a really cute name.
yeah,
as well.
it has to work as well with like cats, but like
What the
obviously
cat is.
I've got one after Jetta and then Piper.
Oh, here she is.
Here she is, yes.
Well, I was half expecting the cat that was being a little shit to be Jetta. So
I know. Well, she's upstairs, but
fuck.
It's okay, cats land on their feet.
Thank fuck.
she's just wild.
Yeah, to be fair, she jumped, so I didn't throw her.
Yeah, I would like to say anyone gets any wrong ideas.
Is she just mental? She's up the curtains now as well.
She's up.
I
Right.
was trying to plug the phone in earlier, and I wasn't looking, and suddenly she attacked my hand and made me bleed.
What the heck? Like,
She's
and
just wild.
that was Piper, not Jetta.
No, it was Piper.
That was Piper. I'm amazed. Like
I know. You would think after being named after Jetta, you'd be a wee arsehole, but
you think Piper, yeah. You would think that Piper would be like the sweetest, most loving cat you could ever have.
no.
Like, you got these the wrong way round, mate. Like, my word. Right. So coming back to Debbie. So there was a lot of stuff. We're going to keep doing this, by the way. I swear at some point we'll stay on point. But
The cat's chasing her tail now.
right. So you just decided that was it. Was it in your mind that was it, or was it in your mind that was a break, or was it like you were just like, actually, do you know what? This whole not hurting malarkey, that's quite nice. Actually, I think I am done now.
I'm just, yeah, I think I was just kind of like, do you know what? I need to stop. I absolutely need to stop. I don't know. I think a lot of it was maybe mental as well. And yeah, this whole not hurting thing is amazing.
I bet it is. Sammii, I've already fucking done it, and I have fucking said I'd do it, didn't I? Right, like, we need to get Leah and Sierra calling you Emerson like now, ready for WrestleQueendom, because you know it will happen. Or just get them saying Jayne over and over.
Yeah, that's fine. People could just be like Jayne. You know,
just refer to the surname. Yeah. So, was there a part of you, because this was going through a moment, it's going, how many people are going to get to the other side of lockdown and just be thinking to themselves, I quite like this whole not being in pain stuff. My body's repairing itself. I'm not killing myself. This is all right. I don't know if I want to really go back to it. Did that ever kind of cross your mind? Because the thing about you two is, especially if anyone's seen your matches, if they haven't, or we're going to be watching one soon, is you two damn near kill yourselves, like you don't let up. You don't work in easy style. So was there a point where you were, thinking to yourself, yeah, this is, I could get used to this whole not hurting. This is all right, this.
I don't feel like from that aspect, like that doesn't bother me. Like I love like hard hitting style. Like it doesn't bother me. I feel like mentally it was really good, like to have a break. Like obviously Debbie left because wrestling is so mentally draining.
Was that Lee?
That was Lee. Yeah, Lee's here.
I can't really read, but I could kind of just see it.
Where are you?
Yeah.
She's there. She's here. She's like, what have I missed? Basically, I've already called Emerson Jayne Sammii, and we're only a few minutes into the stream. That's fine. So what I'm saying is you and Sierra need to practice saying Emerson Jayne over and over and over.
Jane, it's fine. Just be like,
what about EJ?
EJ.
Eject.
We love you too. Is that what that says?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, like I feel like wrestling's so mentally draining, and for like the longest part of lockdown, I wasn't actually planning on coming back because I was just so done with like all like the drama and like just mentally.
There was a lot like that. It was more than just, that's the thing, as we all know, during that period it wasn't just like it was just lockdown and a pandemic and everything, and the whole wrestling business was a drama.
Yeah, it's obviously like been like flipped upside down. So for a while I wasn't going to come back, but and then I started like training again, and that's the wrestling's and the training is the part I love the most. Like I just feel so at home and comfortable there. It's just all the other stuff that mentally drains me. So, and then obviously last weekend my first match back was just absolutely brutal, hard hitting, strong style. So like I have a problem with the hard hitting. It doesn't bother me.
No, well, that much is obvious.
Yeah. I have a problem with it.
Yeah, are you the reason that she's fucking retired? You cost me a roster member. Is that you?
Not me.
She still batters me.
Well, let's just point out her last 2 matches were against you. It's like she does a few. She keeps wrestling. Like when you two were a tag team, she was fine. You start feuding and doing matches against one another, she fucking quits.
That's because she had of the work. She loved it.
Yeah, it was good. I was the cheerleader.
I done all the work. She done the cheerleading. She was a mouthpiece. She preferred that.
Right. So you're saying it's not your fault? Okay. Sorry, carry on. So you were saying.
It's not my fault.
So you were saying you were thinking about quitting?
Yeah, for a while. Because I remember, like, I obviously told you so many times, and you're like, "No, you're not quitting. You're not quitting."
Yeah, that's true.
Leave.
You kind of go through that phase, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, you're always like, "That's it, I'm done."
Especially when it's such a long break, and then obviously because I've got other things in my life, I've got family. I'm halfway through a degree and stuff. Like, there's other things I want to do with like my life, if you know what I mean. So I just felt like maybe it was the right time to go away. But then at the same time, I was like, no, it's not the right time to go away, because I want to go away, like, whenever I do retire, I want it to be on my terms, not because of a pandemic.
Yeah.
But, like, it takes a while to get that, like, in your head and stuff, especially with, like, the last year and how tough it's been for everyone.
I mean, like you say, like Debbie, you just said, everyone goes through that. Like, I probably get, like, at least one person message me every week. So, in addition to you, we'll say that, like, in addition to you, I'll usually get like one person, who's thinking that.
I just didn't tell you because I knew you would try and talk me out of it. So
of course,
I disappeared from EVE that weekend, and you messaged me after finding out, and I was like, oh no, I was having a nap at the time when you messaged me like, "Are you retiring?" And I was just like, oh no.
Yeah. You've just been in 2 like main events on the trot as well. So
yeah. And then we done XWA, didn't we?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you two and Kaylee in the 3-way, right?
Yeah, and then we done a tag with Jetta as well in it.
That was it, yeah. That was you and Jetta against, was it Debbie and Kaylee?
Yeah.
Jeez, no wonder I retired. Like, how many matches did you put me in that weekend? I remember just being covered in bruises, like my arms, like and my face.
Oh yeah, try and put the blame on me for booking you loads. How dare I? Rick.
Do
you worked Sammii in every single one of those matches, all right? Like, it's not on me. It's on, it's clearly on Sammii there. Or Emerson, rather. Emerson. Oh, you were Sammii at the time.
It's because I made her do stuff. I'm like, right, you're doing 20 moves in this match because you can do them.
Yeah, I think Sammii believed in me more than I believed in me.
I will say
Sorry,
that
Emerson.
Yeah. Like, that was, I remember saying to you that I wish you believed in yourself as much as we believed in you.
Yeah.
You know?
Just don't trust myself.
Just don't trust yourself.
That's because you're so clumsy.
Yeah. We were talking earlier, like how I just wouldn't listen in the ring. I'm like so deaf.
The other thing that people don't perhaps realise, and I think we've said it potentially. Look, Lee's just said that she believes in you. See?
Aww.
Bit fucking late now, sadly, mate. I tell you, but I know you did back then as well. Lee's another one. Lee's guilty of the exact same thing because I've definitely said the same thing to her.
Do you know what? I obviously outside of EVE, different promotions, me and Lee would work together so much, and I absolutely loved it. I love working with Lee. She was just so easy to work with, and I feel like we clicked really well. So
both high on character, which is what really, I can imagine that working really well. Like that. That's no, of course I'd have tried to have talked you out of it. Naturally, I'm trying to fucking do it now. So
sorry, I told you I was deaf.
I'm working on it. Don't you worry.
You're working on it. Oh Christ! Well, there's no chance then, is there?
Yeah, we can have half-hour matches again and drop you on your head and make you jump and do cardio. Yeah, not convincing.
Cardi no, as Vicky would say. So let's before we get to the match, let's go back a little bit further then, right? So we know why you retired.
Because of me.
Realistically, right? What we don't know is why did you start and what led to you two basically becoming best mates? Like, did you start at the same time or?
I started a few years before Debbie did, but we started at the same school. And then it's funny because we at the start we didn't like each other.
Wait! We've got a new permanent banner. I'm just going to keep this one up. Carry on, please.
What does it say?
Dad looks skinny.
Don't fucking say it like that.
I was just
look skinny. Your eyes working. That's basically what she was doing there, wasn't it?
It's just because the camera's far away. I'm just trying to look at it.
Do I shut my glasses? My science goggles.
Yeah, she looked very good, Dad. That just said sarcastic there. I'm sorry.
Christ.
So yeah, well we did.
Anyway, so you started a couple of years before Debbie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Basically, we weren't really fond of each other, were we? And I remember Sammii actually taught me how to bump because the guys were taking it really easy on me.
There was male trainers there and they were taking it super easy. Like instead of getting them just to go up and bump, they were getting them to lie on the ground and slap their hands like the motion.
Or then lifting me up by my hands and just dropping me.
Yeah, and I just was like, right, get on your knees, and I to the guy, and then I just pushed Debbie repeatedly. But it's that really irritated me because it was they were taking it easy because we're females, and I was just like, no, I don't do that. So I think that it benefited Debbie in the long run, but at the start,
traumatized.
But she probably felt like I was being a bit who's this girl just pushing me over, but it was because they were taking it so easy on her, and I was just that's not what we want. We want to be treated equally.
Yeah, I think I was quite immature as well when I started, so if there was a carry on, I would definitely be in amongst the carry on, whereas Sammii was really, so Emerson was really serious, so I think we kind of clashed a little bit, and then she was just right, you come here under my wing.
Yeah, I think for the first few months we were a bit wary of each other, and then when we got
how old were you both at the time? Well, how old were you when you started Emerson? I will get used to it.
18, 19.
And then how old were you when? And Debbie, how old were you when you started?
19 as well.
Yeah, so I would have been 21.
Right.
But I thought you were only 25 now.
But and then so I think the first because I think I was the only female there as well, really, that was
on shows.
Yeah, and then it's just so when another girl comes in, I think it's just again it's the way you're pitted against each other. See when back in the day, guys would always pit you against each other, and it'd be it was never let's work together. Whereas like obviously it's more like that nowadays. It was always like you were getting pitted against each other.
Yeah, there was always like, oh, she said this and he said this and blah blah blah. Like
I think it took a few months for us to actually start speaking, and then we realized that we like clicked, and like and then since then we've just been inseparable. It's just like I think it probably worked out for the like better in the long run, where we actually had that few months of like getting to know each other, and then it was just like boom, rather than just like, you know, a lot of people will click like that, but maybe it won't last. Whereas like it's now like 8 years later, so you know what I mean.
Yeah. Do you? It's funny you saying about how the guy. This is why I always had an issue with guys leading training in women's wrestling. It's because so many will, you know, do exactly what you said, which they won't treat the women with the same amount of respect. They won't hold them to the same standard they would hold other guys, and they'll go easy on them. And people think when you say go easy on them, they mean like not freaking belting them one, and that's not what we mean. We just mean actually teaching them properly. You know, and that is something. This is the reason why I believe that Japanese wrestling got ahead of everyone, is because there were all women's promotions with women trainers who weren't going to be taking it easy on, and they were going to hold you to a standard. This is, you know, and whereas all the rest of the Western wrestling world was all guys, you know, and there's a difference as well. And this is why I don't think that it's necessary. Like, it was really just that's what led to Japan being so far ahead of everyone, is just because there was no taking it easy on anyone. Did you find that the position you found yourself in with Debbie, would that happen any more often with any other girls that came in afterwards?
Yeah.
And did Debbie join in, and the pair of you, if you've like matched up and understood, were you both now like trying to like bring the next person up and going, pay no fucking attention to them? Do you know what I mean? Like bump like this, and you know.
I think a little bit, but like there's in Scotland, especially, there's not like that many female trainees. So I think after that we just kind of like focused on ourselves, and that's when we started going through to Glasgow and training with like Nikki and Damo, and like that really helped us like progress.
Well, so what part of Scotland was this in where you guys were training at the time?
It's like on the east coast. It was in Blairgowrie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you was quite remote and separated, I guess, from everyone else.
It's like the opposite side of Glasgow, but I found that we finally like took the plunge and we went to Glasgow to start training. I remember I went the first time in 2012, and then I think we went together in 2013. And then from there, we just went every week, and that's how we really progressed. And we like obviously started like working more places, and like obviously are where we are now. Yeah.
Did you find what you said that you started progressing once you guys started going to Glasgow? So that you said there was, you know, Nikki Storm, Nikki Ash, Cross now, Damo, Killian Dane, you know. There was, I think the Coffees would have been there and a whole bunch. You guys would have been coming in at quite a rich time. Yeah. This would have been really as the Scotland scene started blowing up. And also, although she wasn't training there in Glasgow as well, is really where you had like Kaylee and Carmel as well, right?
Yeah. And we trained with Piper Niven.
And yeah, of course. It was... So did that, you guys really coming together at that time, did that then help? You said that helped progress you more. Do you feel as though that also put more eyes on you as well, because it became such a conglomerate of talent in such a small area? Because as much as Glasgow's a city, it's like, I don't think people realize, you know, it's still a small city, you know, it's not the biggest. It's not like London with 14 million people or anything, you know. Did that help?
Yeah, it really did, because like after that, when we started training there, we started getting booked on all these Glasgow shows, and then like maybe Northeast England, and then so before that we would just be wrestling like 1 or 2 shows a month in the area that we were. So once we went there, we done like, you know, consistent training and progressed. That's when we were like able to wrestle. Like we were wrestling like most weekends. And then obviously it progressed where we obviously came down to EVE and that, and it just like
to be clear, they're saying they progressed. They're not saying they wrestled in progress.
No, sorry.
Just to be sure, just so that everyone knows.
Yeah, we just really improved, and like if we hadn't went to Glasgow and got that training, and we would have just been in that bubble and we wouldn't have ever gotten anywhere.
We would spend like a whole day at the training centre in Glasgow as well. Like we'd book in with one trainer, we'd like stop and have something to eat, book in with another trainer for like another like few hours.
And then sometimes we would train, like we would be going to Glasgow like 2 or 3 times a week, and then sometimes I would stay like Friday, Saturday, Sunday and train every day. And it just like, I think the time and the commitment that we put into training is why we really improved, because we just
never stopped.
Yeah, it was just like,
it was a constant. We never got complacent or that. It was always like every week, go training, we're gonna work on this, we're gonna do this. If we've had a match and like I would mess up something, right, get into training and go over it.
To mess up all the time now.
Yeah, I know, but there was a few embarrassing ones.
I just like constantly like changing and adapting to like other people's styles and
learning how to take things.
I mean, like we spent a lot of time just like basing. And I remember like I've always been.
Did you find that being a problem in the other promotion when you were doing intergender? Because that's why I hate being sent intergender matches from talent, because it's just like, I know how the match is going to be, because the guy would have put the match together and it's just going to be him taking head scissors and satellite DDTs and shit.
I think if I ever done an intergender match, I would probably be the one basing for the guy, because there's not a chance I would have done a satellite DDT.
That's interesting, because you rarely see that. You rarely see an intergender match where it's the woman that's basing for the guy.
Yeah,
that would be a nice change.
I did actually want to do one, but the promoter didn't want to do the intergender. Whereas I'd actually trained with the guy, so I knew how to take all his moves. Like I knew how to take all the flying stuff. So it would have obviously been a little bit different, but the promoter wasn't for it. So.
Oh, well, what was his reason? What, he just didn't like intergender?
Yeah. I don't think he was just up for that. So, but I mean, it would have been interesting. It would have been pretty funny.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been a nice change. Okay, so you guys have moved to Glasgow. What point do you feel as though your career begins to take off? Because Sammii, you don't start in EVE until mid-late 2016. Debbie, you come in February 2017. What happens in between? Not a lot.
Snaps and takeaways.
I feel like
I genuinely can't remember. Sammii will probably remember what I was doing, but
I feel like a lot of time we were doing like a lot of Scottish shows. And then
the Scottish scene, to those watching, was starting to blow up during this period, because the Scottish wrestling scene was, piss poor basically prior, and then all of a sudden it's slowly, with the exception of there is some legendary Scottish wrestlers, but just as a scene as a whole, there just wasn't a lot all in together. But during this point, the scene really started to blow up, and it went from England being like the best in the UK to Scotland being the best in the UK. And so that was happening during that time that you guys are training and working more and more.
Yeah, I think at that point, like when we were really starting to like work more places, it was like me, Debbie, there was Viper and Nikki Storm, there was Kaylee, Ray, Carmel.
I remember my expenses were starting to get pretty pretty damn high for EVE shows. I was bringing so many people down from Scotland.
Yeah, it was just like, it was really booming. I think really like once I done EVE, I feel like that gave me a lot more like what's the word? Getting out there. What's the
push? Encouragement.
I just feel like because I was able to like wrestle and I was given so much time to actually show what I can do. And that's what really helped me. And I think obviously after I'd done EVE, then I was getting a bit more recognition, and then other places I would go, they would give me that time as well, and then it kind of built from there.
Nice. Debbie, pretty much same thing to yourself. Were you wanting the same thing as Sammii in terms of getting around? Was wrestling always on your mind, or in terms of this is what I want to do? Or it's interesting because you are so much more, as you said earlier, like we're focused on, I guess I don't want to say focused isn't the right term, but you're such a loud character, and you say how Sammii was the one that pushed you, into actually wrestling and made you, because you can, So did you find suppose what I'm getting at is, what were you doing when you weren't around Sammii, and what was it that you was wanting? I just find it interesting that you don't. But I suppose what I'm getting at, I just find it interesting that you weren't believing in yourself. You know? Or I've made it feel awkward.
If I was wrestling shows and stuff where I wasn't against Sammii, I always loved like family shows.
Yeah,
I love being the bad guy and winding up the children. I bloody love that. Not that I'm evil. I don't hate children. Like don't. But I loved being that villain. Like I absolutely loved it. So I think my favorite spot was what was it? I would do something and I'd go out the ring and I'd go under. They'd be looking for me and I'd go up and roll them up into the pin. And I just loved that because the kids would be like, "Oh, she's there." So I loved to do things like that, like maybe like a camp style match.
Pantomime, camp style is what we say. Yeah.
Like, even like when I was younger, I used to do acting, and I always loved it when I was doing the part of the villain. I loved it.
I always say I wish more wrestlers learned more acting because that's such a important, relevant part of what we do.
And it's feeding off the crowd as well, like knowing that they're reacting to something. So let's keep doing that. Let's play up to that sort of thing. And yeah, so I really enjoyed that sort of pantomime style of wrestling. But obviously when I was in with Sammii, it was like
my match.
Cardio style of wrestling. Whereas I liked being loud. What's Lee saying?
Lee's saying, isn't it funny how similar these two are to Kasey and I? And that's true, actually. Lee brings up a really good point.
Me and Kasey are so similar in the style that we do, and then you've Debbie and Lee are so similar. It's like it kind of like, I think that's why we work so well as a tag, and obviously they do, because we've got that, like, I'm more work rate and she's more character, so it blends and meshes well together.
When I was on about the pantomime matches, the one that sprung to my mind, when I was talking about that spot, was against Lee. But when I was against Kasey, I was like throwing all the super kicks and doing all the running and all the knees, and
so it was like he was working Sammii again. Basically. Yeah,
I was out of puff, I tell you.
Yeah, no, it is. Lee's absolutely bang on. She's absolutely spot on. It is amazing how similar you two are, and amazing how similar it is that like you can do the other stuff as well. You just need that other person to just not give you much of a choice in the matter, evidently. Okay, so fast forward, like, so you're building your brand up. You're coming over to the UK, like. You're getting into the Northeast, and then you come down into EVE. And Sammii, you said that once you was kind of down there, and especially, I guess, around that time when EVE was blown up, you was getting more time. I suppose it's like, what was it like prior to then? Like, how much time did you guys often find yourselves in? Like, if you was on a show?
I think if we were on a family show, maybe like 8 to 10 minutes sometimes. Yeah. But obviously there was like a few other promotions like Fierce Females and like Discovery. They would give us like maybe 50 minutes, because I remember on one of the shows Rhia was actually late for the Fierce Female show, so we went opener and then we ended up going 20 minutes because we were like, well, we're just giving enough time to get ready.
Was that me and you?
Yeah, do you remember that singles we had? We were the opener. We were like 20 minutes and done like everything.
Did we do a main event for the opener? Is that the one when you threw the water on me, but the glass cracked me in between the eyes, and I just got this like massive like rhino horn. But like that was my fault. I ran into the glass. So.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, like a lot of.
I like the fact that Sammy's not even quite sure if that was the one. That was, you remember, of course. Debbie's there, like, is that the one where you hurt me? And Sammy's just like,
no, it was my fault. I always said that it was my fault.
Okay.
Yeah, I just ran.
It was me just like, building more of a case for blaming Sammii for your retirement. That was cool.
I don't know why we're watching this match next, because that would help.
Yeah, I know.
The hardcore.
That would help my case.
It's not going to help your case at all. Do you know what? I'm not even quite sure what video it is. Let me bring it up there. Oh, it's this one. Okay, cool. So, whereabouts is? I remember this show. I don't know if this is.
This is the one that we went on so late, and like.
Yes, you did.
Left. It was
Oh, there we go. Let's go back a bit. Okay.
It was like, I think it was like after 11 when we went
Oh,
on.
I hate watching my matches.
You know the funny thing is, on this match, we like both were like wearing t-shirts. We're so fat, and then I'm like, look how much weight we've put on over lockdown. I'm like, I would kill to look like that.
Oh, you're so ridiculously hard on yourself. It's unreal.
I just love how frizzy my hair is in these matches because it's so humid. Like, it's just gone mad. Oh God, there she is.
The bane of my life.
Hey, she's the well-behaved one in your house. You can't be blaming her.
Well, yes. Sometimes. Sometimes.
So, yeah, this match was late, and it was in part because of Jetta. Jetta's match went so long. Like it was ridiculous.
See, I didn't even know that at the time.
Yeah. It was a ridiculous. I would put that match on, prior to it, but we ain't got all night. It was the longest match she's ever done for us, and she's been in a Rumble.
Who was she wrestling?
It was. Yeah, she's done a 20-minute time limit draw and done Rumbles, and this was still longer than both of those. It was a tag match. It was herself and. Oh my goodness, I can't remember who it was that her tag partner. It was herself and Erin against Livy Grace and Zoe Lucas. And they just.
Oh, is that when she was being mean to Erin?
Yes, that's right. And it was just the long. And I believe Vader Scott and Laura Di Matteo went long as well.
Yeah. Because was that not the show we were like up the back at that side?
That's right. It was so packed.
Yeah, you lost your shoes.
And didn't you just buy your shoes that weekend and you lost them that weekend as well?
No. So I lost them.
Right.
One of them.
Right.
Sadly, it fell down and hit somebody on the head.
Yes, it did. It fell. If anyone can see where Emily and Rhia are, it literally fell. So behind where that EVE sign is in the background, that's where everyone's changing because the place was so packed.
I like we're starting with a trade-off.
Oh yeah, well, you guys, we've done a big like you think we've done the match in July, where you two had the big main event. You then Debbie had worked against Charlie Evans at the end, and you'd done the big angle there. So it was in this match we knew that you guys were going to kill each other. So, and also, I dare say you're thinking to yourself, "Fuck, it's late. We got to kind of jump straight into it. I want to go home."
I do think.
Don't want to miss my flight.
I do think when you're obviously wrestling your friends, you just beat the crap out each other because it's not like you're not like it's never going to be like a problem. You're just like friends always hit it harder.
Yeah, that's what Foley always said about doing like the hardcore matches with him and Terry Funk. They always did it. They always beat each other more, beat each other up than they did anyone else.
Yeah.
Look at my bum. Got a nice bum there. So
you guys are. We're and for those thinking to yourself, this is just like a street fight, but at the same time, Sammy's doing a load of technical wrestling. You've got to understand, Sammy's character is to basically grab a body part and rip it off.
Yeah,
at this point.
I think at that time, obviously, I was doing a lot of work with the leg.
Yes, you're at the ankle lock because of the Rhia storyline of you breaking her ankle. But yeah, like you guys went on. Yeah, it was after 11. Bearing in mind, for those wondering, we're supposed to, or it was just I think it was actually 11 when you went on, but I know you went on at the time when the show should have been finishing.
Yeah, and I'm sure some people had left because of to catch the last train.
Catch the last train. Yeah.
Look at me with a chair.
Hardcore.
It's the green chair as well.
Pretty sure I got a black eye at some point from a chair.
What, in this match?
Yeah, I think so. Because like Sammy, yeah, you'll see it. But I was being nice. I gave Sammy the nice side of the chair. My face took the rugged side.
Well, oh Christ! I just want to say, Millie pointing out that tag match is so long. It is. It's the longest.
I can't remember. No, I wait that long ago.
And I love both of them, but all four of them, I should say, not both of them. So, but the thing is, though, what's good is you can hear the crowd, right? So you can hear the crowd are really into this. despite the fact that it's late.
Yeah.
Like it's not a silent crowd. Everyone's reacting. You can hear the crowd getting behind Debbie. And that's a testament to the pair of you, because that is not, at this time of night, this has been an 8-match show, like, or no, a 7-match show, one of the two. But it's like, and several of the matches have gone long. We've seen, I think this show possibly had also like Jada Dark and Viper on, I think, might have been on this show as well. Like, it was a hell of a show. It was a loaded show. And the crowd was, what was that?
That was the bit where I said something, but like you didn't hear me, and I thought she would feed up, and I went for the drop kick, and she was just lying there, so I caught her in the mouth. Accident.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
didn't listen.
I was gonna say, was it accidental, or were you just annoyed that she didn't hear you?
No, I was accidental, because at the end of the match, when I whispered in her ear, I was like, "I'm so sorry about your mouth,"
and I burst out crying because I knew it was the end. I knew it was the end of Debbie Sharpe.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, that's actually bringing a point. Was it in your mind, like, well, I'm going out, I'll take all the crazy bumps now because I've got a long time to recover?
I don't know. I just wanted to do well. I think I wasn't. I don't know. That's a hard one. But in my head, I knew it was the last one. So I did get quite emotional at the end.
Giving me the finger.
That was pent up anger. Actually, you opened it up the hard way.
I've just seen Gareth Hughes has just commented, Sammy's gas tank is legendary in my household. The night she returned from injury, the team with Giselle Shaw, she had a 20-minute clinic in the opening match and an excellent main event tag. That was where you wrestled 3 times in the night, wasn't it?
I wrestled Nina as well.
You wrestled Ginny, Nina, and then you did the tag, didn't you?
With the walk change, yeah. That's actually something, like, I've always been quite proud of my cardio. I say that, like, sometimes before, because we'll see how it is once I'm properly back. But I just pushed through.
No!
Oh,
nice! Debbie!
No, it's.
Oh yeah, well that's your fault.
Yeah, but Debbie, you really freaking went into that, and it looked like it was the part of the chair that was freaking bent that you ran your face into.
Okay, maybe it was that I got the black eye.
Because if you look, like it's hooked out, and you.
She's just trying to blame it on me.
Do you know what? Maybe I was quite tough.
Oh.
Good. Take that.
What's it like when you're taking a bump like that and you know you're landing on fans?
Hope they catch me. It was actually okay because most of them just move out of the way. Like, I've taken that bump a couple of times where there's been no fans there, so I just dropped to the floor.
Look, me and that guy have got that.
Got that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. That bump did not. That looked like that bump sucked, Sammy. I must admit.
Yeah, that's like. I like any match.
Fuck! Wipeout.
I was just like, give me the spine buster on the apron because I want to take it. Just because I'm, mental.
Is that when I rattled my head off on a cider bottle?
Maybe.
And we forgot to do something.
Was it this match? No, it was the last match that you put me in the toilet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a terrible time.
Oh god, that suicide dive, you really freaking. And again, you can hear the crowd. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think I really go for it like on Debbie because I trust her completely, and I know she's
caught
me.
Oh!
I was terrified of doing that and just needed to kill you.
Thankfully, that's TK Cooper that's sitting down there. Although he's legitimately like his ankle was all messed up at this time.
Yeah, I remember he was injured.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, freaking it. Yeah, I remember you because you did the dragon on onto Debbie and you did it onto Lee as well.
Yeah, so Debbie was just getting some payback on me.
Oh, here's me high flying.
I thought you were going
look at you, top rope. Work right. Oh, second rope, but climbing over. Blockbuster. You do a wicked blockbuster.
That was the one and only time I done it.
What?
But thanks.
Start from training.
Oh yeah, obviously I practiced it first. I don't just do these wild things on shows.
I'm like, do it 50 times at training, then you
Yeah.
can do it on a show.
Look at me, I look like I've got big sideburns.
Look at
Oh. Elvis Presley, I'm here all night.
So what's going on? Are you just focused on, you know, doing the match, or are you aware of how? Are you overthinking the time at all, or are you just on the match because the crowd's with you? It's not like This is the great thing is about the fact that the crowd is with you guys.
I don't think we were bothered about the time because it was like we're on late anyway. Like,
You're not going home tonight.
yeah.
So. I'm just amazed that.
Oh fuck me! Jesus. Back of the head.
Look at me in my granny pants.
That's where we're just like, right, breathe. How that?
I like, well, you're actually moving. I'm like, can't do it.
And you hear the crowd breaking into a "This is awesome" chant. Yeah, and the thing is we know what's still to come, and you guys have been killing each other already. Like you say, like you started off hot. There was no.
Look, watch this. Big girl Dorana.
Way!
Look at me facing.
I've actually got like, well, I could do like a runner really well, but Debbie just took them so well. But I don't think you got to show that, like, other than against me, because we spent so much time at training, like just doing different variations, and Debbie can like face.
Like the time that you kicked me in the ear, my ear went purple. Thought I was going to get a cauliflower ear.
I like the fact that Gareth Hughes just wrote, Sammii is so smooth, it's ridiculous. Just as Debbie goes, do you remember that time when you caught me in the ear? My ear went purple.
But we were practicing.
Thought I was going to lose my ear.
That was just because I was doing like the side one where you come in from the side and then your leg needs to go up here, and it just like it was something.
Oh, like the Elmo Dragon Rana when you come round.
Yeah. Until it skips, but because when I do something, I want to practice it like 100 times. Debbie had to take it, and by the end of it, I just kept skipping her ear.
I probably put my face in the wrong position anyway. Like I was probably like, yeah, there you go.
I think that's the bad thing about like when I train, I have to do it like repeatedly. Like I can't just do it a couple of times. It's just like it needs to be like 20 times at least perfect before I can use it on a show.
It's quite interesting actually, just like what you said there, Debbie, about how you possibly put your face in like the wrong place. That's, you know, often like when an injury happens and it's something like that, you'll see, oh shit. Oh. Yikes.
Look at me tell my back because I'm so heavy. You broke my back, Debbie.
Oh, we got a holy shit chant.
Well, yeah, I would fucking hope so for a bump like that.
The thing is, like, see, like that, like at the time that was good, but see, like now I've had a match like that, I just have so many ideas, and it would just be even more like, oof.
Even more reason why I'm not coming back.
Even more. I was gonna say, like with Sammii, it's not like Sammy's lightened up, is it? So it's not like you can say, "Oh, Sammy's gotten wise as she's gotten older." No, she's still prepared to kill herself.
I'm all or nothing. That's the way I wrestle. I can't change.
Say that again. Sorry.
I said I'm all or nothing. That's just
you are. Well, you're usually all. I can't think of a night where we got nothing.
No, otherwise I'd probably quit if I was nothing.
But back and forth. The point that I was actually going to make him before. Oh.
Oops.
Well, you got her in the midsection.
That was meant to hit me in the face, but it caught me right in the wrist, so it actually really like hurt.
Oh, so
because it was somewhere it wasn't meant to
be.
Did
I drop it the first time I was picking it up?
Yeah, you missed as you were grabbing, like you dropped it, had to quickly grab it again.
God damn it.
Should have just been like, yeet.
Yeah, you just yeeted.
This is
that poor green chair.
Oh yeah, yes.
Well, it wasn't even a black eye, it was just a big line up my face.
It wasn't me, it was the chair. Could I just say point out?
Yeah, look, I just put my face right into the jacket, like.
Oh, is that where you did it?
Yeah.
That's where you got the black eye?
Yeah, I just put my face like straight into the draggy bit. Like,
Oh, you're right. You ran in with the, yeah.
I think that hurt my my knees more than the face, to be honest.
you got the nice side of the chair, right?
My knees are delicate.
You have knee pads on.
Still doesn't matter.
Just to say, Millie, that was the Christmas show, yes. And you're going for another one of those. Oh. Nasty.
You took that really well. That looked brutal.
Yeah.
I think that's like the sad thing, because we trained together so much, we just took each other's moves so well. And there's like certain moves that I don't really do anymore, because nobody takes them as well as Debbie, because we just practice. Like, so
but there's also that. I was to say, there's also that element, like you say, the fact that you're mates, you're prepared to kill each other more.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Look at the state of that chair.
So,
Right, so Sammii, you look like you're just trying to like kick out just so that you can grab your back again or something. You know, like you look like you don't want to stay still. You know when you're hurt and you can't stay still, like when you stub your, I'm not comparing this to stubbing your toe, but when you stub your toe and you walk around in circles, then I'm going fuck. That's you there taking that. You're just lying on your back and you're clearly wanting to move around because it hurts so much.
What am I doing? I'm getting off the grave.
Yeah, we're gonna see like some runners and shit from you.
No.
that'll be for comeback.
That will not, because there's not such thing happening. Oh, like
we haven't given up. You see, Debbie, we haven't given up. Although we're doing a real shit job of trying to convince you, showing you this match.
Stubborn.
Yeah, we need to get one of our comedy matches on. That'll help.
Yeah. We need to do that.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, smacking hell. All right, so mentality, knowing that you're going to take these. Is it just grit your teeth and bear it?
I mean, I don't care. I'm like,
Feel a bit sorry for the rest.
Debbie, had you taken this? Whoa, shit. Oh!
See, the worst thing about that is I over-rotated, it landed arse first on them, and then I like skidded through them, like a dog, like that skids on the ground.
Yeah.
See dragging your ass.
And then on this pin here, you can just see all the blood, like on my bum. They just stabbed me in the bum. Like they're all in the bum. And I just got this like rest relaxed. My bum was bleeding.
I was going to say, I saw you grab your ass on that.
Yeah, it was just like, I had it like, this isn't going to sound right, but I just had a stingy arse. The rest of the match.
We were supposed to set the table up like ages ago.
Yeah, I think we forgot.
Is that what, because you said you banged your head when you took the suicide dive onto that bottle?
Yeah.
So is that the spot? You said that you forgot to do something. Is that, you were going to set it up then?
Yeah, I was like,
look at me subtly trying to like help you, but like not help.
Little twins in your matching shirts.
Dan, we could have been Bae Club. I'm pretty sure I can
take the bumps.
I get attack into one of the veins in my pinky during this match because there was a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's my pinky." Like
payback.
Well, here we go.
Oh fuck!
Like slap my hands there.
And then I was like, right, I'm going to make sure they jag you right in your back.
Oh shit, me!
Oh, look at my back there.
You have to make sure they go in, Debbie. A little bit extra.
I look at you, putting extra weight in there. Get them in there.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Poor referee, he's kicking.
Is this the first time that you've taken tax, Debbie, or had you done it before?
No, I think that was the first time. I did get one in my knee, but that was during a show where somebody else was using them, and I'd like done a knee slide during my
right. Oh shit!
This is where I'm trying to hold on, but my hand's bleeding, so I keep slipping off the ropes.
I think this is a bit where it was like originally it was meant to be like a drag into it, but you I just landed on you. Debbie wasn't really up for it, so I was like, you know what, Debbie? I'll be nice. I'll take the bump to the table for you. But
the thing was as well, though, is because of the way, look at that table. Yeah. Where that's sticking up, right? That is not like, Debbie, your head is right on the part that's sticking up. Like, at least, like, yeah, okay, Sammii, you took, you know, Debbie was on top of you, the tables, and you guys just like, look at this actually split. Look at how that is, and just the way that table has exploded. But like the back of your head, Debbie, like, you know,
It's
hitting
okay,
the
my
top
head's
half.
pretty solid. I landed on it quite a lot as a child, which could explain a lot of things as well.
Oh god.
Like,
look at me, just fighting the old dog there.
kicking out at 2. Look at you fighting back. You've just taken a German through a table and banged your head. Oh, chair. Oh, look at. Not with the nice side. You notice how Sammii didn't look after you on that chair like you did with her?
Like, I thought they
was Oh! One-winged angel. I don't even remember that as the finish.
I remember doing that for a while and then I stopped doing it.
This is where I start crying because you're like, I'm pretty sure that's where you're like, sorry about your mouth.
No, I come over to you doing that. Yeah, look, I'm over. I'm like, I'm really sorry about you.
I know you went well done somehow.
And I also
So Sammii, did you know this was Debbie's last match?
Yeah. Like obviously you told me for a while how she was feeling, but like I just it's not my place to say. So yeah.
I was upstairs crying and Charlie Morgan was like, "Oh my god, are you hurt? What's wrong?" And I was just like, I was in hysterics, and I was like, "I'm not hurt. I'm quitting."
I'm not hurt. I'm quitting. Look at fucking Dan booking me in this match.
You're like, I'm
fucking quitting.
I'm dying. I'm like the last match.
And I couldn't even like, you know, be like, "Yeah, you're in." Thank you, Lee.
Okay.
Damn it, I think it's glasses.
It's the light. It's the shine in my eyes.
Get the people in to quit because we had a post-match angle, didn't we? I think we did a shotgun finish after this.
Did I get battered?
I think we did a shotgun.
So
I think you take a drop kick from Laura and then a bunch of other people come in and do theirs. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like you just so I was just literally just like, we got to get those tacks out because otherwise everyone's bumping into tacks.
I don't even remember this.
Do you not? You're cut there. You are cutting a promo.
Dangerous and dominant Pro Wrestling EVE champion.
I hate my voice. I hate my voice.
So do me.
That's it.
Doing a nice subtle job of cleaning up the tacks in the background there, I'd like to point out.
Next month, I am going to create history.
How are you feeling like at this point, Sammii? You're cutting a promo, but you've just been landed in tacks and crushed on a table. Is the adrenaline just fine right now?
I think like I was feeling fine. I think I was just absolutely melting. It's the heat that bothered me.
You look totally fine. Look at her. She looks
cardio machine here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you do. You don't look like you've just been through the match that you've just been through. That's crazy.
I don't know. I just like I love wrestling so much. So like if I'm wrestling like 1, 2, 3 matches, like I've just got that gas tank where I can just push through everything, and then after that's when I like Jesus. Oh.
So Laura's just allowing me that extra time to sweep. No one can say that as a promoter I'm not prepared to get my hands dirty and do the job myself. I'll tell you that much. There's literally just looking around and trying to make sure all the tacks are out.
I don't even remember this. I remember the match, I just can't remember the post-match angle. It's probably because it was a promo and I was like, I hate them, so I just forget everything happened one time.
It's true, you did hate promos, but you were believable in your promos. That's the thing.
I think it's because I'm such an arsehole, it comes across well.
It does, and it helps being an arsehole. Let's be honest.
Excuse me, that's what you're meant to say. I'm not an arsehole.
I'm just saying you're good at being an arsehole. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm not saying that Samantha is necessarily an arsehole.
Well, sometimes even.
Also, did you notice we're wearing each other's tops tonight?
Yeah, like I've got pray for Debbie.
I did not notice.
I'm praying Debbie gets out of my house sometime soon.
I'm staying tonight.
I know, we're having a big sleepover.
Are you staying? Those right? I'll get messages from the parent. It'll be like 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's Debbie arriving. at Sammy's house already. Like, and Sammy's like, Sammy's effectively going, fuck off. And Debbie's like, no, up and at him.
Exactly. Seize the day.
I think we spend so much time together, and even when we're not together, we FaceTime and we're talking all the time. So like, we're pretty much all we do is spend our time together.
Sad life we've got.
I know. It's a fun life.
We entertain each other.
Maybe it wasn't a shotgun finish then. Maybe it's just the focus on you and Laura, because you and Laura was the main of. Oh no, it is a bit of a shotgun finish. So we got Jamie Hayter, Kaylee. Yeah. So it was all to set up.
It's going mad. Oh, look at them all.
Do I get back in or do I leave?
I would imagine you left, but I could be wrong.
Hopefully, I hope I'll take a move.
Look at this fucking roster that we had, man. Like, I'm adamant. Like, we had the best roster in the fucking world.
Yeah. So many like talented people. Oh, there's me. Me. Take that, my far. She gets.
That's awesome, Bert.
There's me and Jetta. You annoying shite.
There's Laura now setting up.
Oh no!
I was just so glad there was no tax.
I like how I kept the belt on that whole time.
And then Jetta takes the final. I imagine that's the final bump out of all this. Yeah, it is. And I better quickly mute that music. Oh, I've accidentally rewound by mistake. So, what was the opener of this, mate? The opener of this show was freaking Kaylee and Ginny.
Oh, yeah. Because that went. I remember that being quite like long. I don't know if it was like time limit, but it was like, I think all the matches were quite like.
Yeah, I think everyone might have went long, but nothing went quite like that tag. So, yeah, and then this is Millie's debut. Millie against Nina Samuels. And they had a really good match as well.
Oh, I remember her debut, yeah.
Yeah.
She was just a wee
youngling.
She was 17.
Yeah.
She was like, I think she was 18 shortly after, but she was just 17 at the time, which is crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So, like,
I think it's especially hard, like, to be like that high a level when you're 17, and then, you know, she just.
I would never imagine. Like, I think that was the thing. Like, I would never like now. I mean, I've never been one on bringing in anyone under the age of 18, and that's the reason. Like, I always get asked, and I'm very much set on that now. But I made an allowance with Millie because she was going to be 18 soon from this show, and just everyone. I remember every one of the girls coming to me. And like Chantel Jordan's another one where I've had like a load of people coming to me, and I'm just like, when she's 18, you know. But you know, it's so rare to get someone like a Millie McKenzie that's that good at that much of at that young an age. Yeah, I mean, it's rare to find people that good anyway, but to get someone at that age.
Yeah, I think everyone just wanted to work her.
Yeah,
I've never wrestled her in a singles, so I'm like.
So what? The only matches that you had with Millie were what, the tag matches that we did?
Yeah. I've never wrestled her in a singles. I've wrestled elsewhere in a triple threat, but like it's something I always wanted to do. Was like I would love to wrestle Millie in a singles.
Who's your dream match, Debbie? In the UK, that's possibly still around.
No one
might talk you out. You know, might cause you to come out of retirement.
I said to her like recently. I think Debbie just because of the characters.
Yeah. So you just broke up then. Was it Debbie Keitel that you said? Then?
I think
totally.
Just be like,
I did see some of her stuff just kind of shortly after I retired, and I was like, damn it, I should have held off a little bit because I would have liked to have worked with her.
Yeah, like Debbie Keitel, and then obviously even like Jetta as well, just because of the characters, like fun stuff.
I don't think me and Jetta ever had a single. No. Like maybe some tags and stuff. And her shouting abuse at me.
On
your behalf.
Well, can you imagine? Let me just run this idea past you, just as a hypothetical. You know, clearly this is dream booking. Clearly. Because you're retired, aren't you, Debbie? There's nothing I could ever possibly do.
Absolutely nothing.
No. But I'm just saying, imagine this hypothetical. Just imagine Bae Club versus Woke Queens. Just saying.
No, stop it! Stop ganging up on me. I'm not doing it. Nothing against woke.
I'll work on it. Don't you worry.
Why don't you just go against them?
You and Debbie have got big characters. Me and Valkyrie can do, you know, like
batter each other.
Oh, exactly. We can batter each other.
No, sorry.
Debbie will happily batter as well, though. Is the thing. So just be aware. That is the one thing on there. But yeah, like this you guys were. This is all the more. By the way, looking at the matches that we got on here. Ginny and Kaylee, Millie and Nina. I think there was another match before it was Laura and Vader. Look, that's quite a bit in there. Look, Jayla and was she Jayla Dark at this point, or was she Bête Noire?
No, I think she was Jayla by this point.
I think she was Jayla as well.
Yeah, I think she was.
So then we got the tag. Let's have a look at when this tag started. Right, let's get an idea. Okay, so like so 1 hour and 3 minutes basically is when Emily starts making the introductions, right? 1 hour and 3 minutes.
It just paused there and Jetta the shit top queen.
Yeah, it did. 1 hour and 15 minutes. 1 hour and 20. 1 hour and 20. Okay, so that match. Okay, it wasn't perhaps this long. So it's like 20 minutes long, basically.
Was that a 4-way? I just seen. Was that Charlie Evans?
3-way. So Charlie Evans. So this is Charlie Morgan's return from her injury. Well, because she broke her collarbone on the July show. And this was the show where she came back that I wish she hadn't come back on this show. So that's why I did it like as a triple threat so that she, so she could be kind of like looked after, basically. Do you know what I mean? If anything was
straight away back to singles where you have to do a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. Because I remember she, I just remember she started taking bookings for October, and I was just like, "What are you doing, mate? You got to work 4 matches at T1. You're going to be ruined."
Yeah.
So coming back to you, so like you followed like a hell of a card. Do you know what I mean? Like it's late. Like it was Dahlia Black and Jamie Hayter. They had a corker as well. So like you followed a hell of a freaking card.
Yeah.
And it's late, and you still had the crowd the way you did. I think that is ridiculously impressive. And something that
the energy.
I think like the roster back then was just like so strong. Because obviously, some of the people aren't there anymore because they've moved on to other things. But like, just such a stacked card.
Yeah, no, that was like every EVE show back then was a stacked card. Mm-hmm. I mean, you think like the following month, you had Meiko Satomura versus Emi Sakura.
Yeah,
it was everything was just insane back then. And that's why I think it says a lot about the pair of you. The fact that you could follow all of that. It's extremely late. And the Res Gal is an unforgiven sweatbox.
Oh, good God, it is.
And you guys were up, and you weren't even in the normal dressing room. Like, you was in the lucha changing rooms.
So it was even more, compact. It was...
Yeah. I lost my shoe.
And you lost your shoe. You're not the only one that lost your shoes up there. So many people lost their shoes there. It's ridiculous. I thought it was you that had just bought brand new shoes and then lost. No, it's Jamie Hayter.
Jamie. I had lost. So I lost both shoes. The fan gave me one of them back that hit him on the head. I had to borrow Jetta's shoes to go into London to get a new pair of shoes, and I just went. The first store I found was a New Balance store, so I paid a fortune for a new pair of trainers. Got back to the venue. Emi Sakura was doing a
training seminar. Yeah.
So they pulled the crash mat out, and there's my shoe on top of the crash mat. So I bought a new pair of shoes for no reason, then had to find space in my suitcase to bring them back. Okay.
That is a great story. That is what the Res Gal was like. The Res Gal, you could lose everything at the Res Gal, and you could empty the Res Gal and it wouldn't be there. But then, 7 months later, it would just randomly turn up.
I lost my custom made leather jacket there, and I never got it back. I'd put it I watched the ring and put it down the side of the ring, and then
the Res Gal ate it.
Exactly.
Emily's lost so much stuff there. I've lost so much stuff. I think everyone's lost something. Charlie Morgan's, well, she loses everything anyway.
It's always her bras. She just leaves them lying about.
I remember we did this thing where we were looking into like trying to get some figures made or like some toys, like the little brawlers and stuff like that. And I remember Charlie saying something along the lines of, well, what accessories would mine come with? And Ash, our tech op, just replied, doesn't matter, should lose them anyway. But it's more realistic to say that the Charlie Morgan toy comes with accessories, but there's just actually none there.
I'm sure it was heard that one of the other wrestlers on the show went home, opened her suitcase, and it was Charlie Morgan's bride.
Yes. Yeah, and that didn't happen just once. That happened several wrestlers have gotten home to find Charlie Morgan's bra in their gear, in their gear back there.
Why did I never get a Charlie Morgan bra? God damn it.
I know, right? Like, because he didn't hang out. See? Oh no, she's not wrestling anymore. Damn it! I can't use a Charlie Morgan bra as a way to entice you back into wrestling. I'm gonna say maybe that's what I need to do. You know, is trying to get. I mean, Yaz is gonna be at shows because coming down with Jetta. You know, at times, so she'll be, but she won't be getting changed. So I don't think. Unless I can just ask her.
Maybe just give Sammy a bra for me.
Maybe she should do Charlie Morgan bras. Just so. Fuck.
This has gone way off.
I know.
Yeah. The Resgal was a ridiculously magical place. That it was. We always say it was a shitbox, but it was our shitbox. You know, like it was. You cannot.
Is anything there now?
I think it's still up and available, but you know, it's just not those kind of venues. We live in a sad times because obviously because of the pandemic, those kind of small intimate venues, they're just not feasible in the long term. I mean, there's so many great small venues that in the UK for seeing bands or wrestling at. I think there was another place called the Frog and Bucket that Chris Brooks would run around Manchester for his Schadenfreude. I don't think I'm pronounced it correctly, but his shows, which again, like the Frog and Bucket kind of made the Resgal look like York Hall. Like when the one time I was there, I was just like, I don't see how this is doable. You know, and it's sad that those kind of venues have all been killed by, you know, what's gone on.
Yeah.
But it's a give you an idea as well that you guys can go on as late as you did, following everything that you did and everyone there, like you know, with you, you know, to that level. And I think that's you know, there's no better venue perhaps that, you know, of doing that in than the Resgal because it's so intimate. But realistically, again, I know I've repeated myself on this, I think you guys should, you know, make a point of patting yourselves on the back there because that is not an easy thing to do. Talk about.
I'm giving you a double one. You know.
Do the old Barry Horowitz there.
I'm gonna go make some coffee. Do you want anything?
I'm gonna be running. Can you wait a couple of minutes for me to finish the bloody stream? Christ!
Oh, are we going on a bit longer or?
No. I was gonna wrap. We've already gone on long.
Oh,
Normally
really?
these are 60 minutes.
I can't read that.
So
I think Debbie's just expected us to be here for like 3 hours, so she was like, "Okay,
last time we were on quite late, and I didn't really sleep last night. I was up early for work, so I was like, caffeine."
Last time there was like 12 of us on here.
Yeah,
this time there's like 3 of us. So what I was going to say before, you know, running this, you know, saying goodbye is what was going through, like, so you knew this when this was it for you. You're crying, you know, Yaz is like, are you all right? You know, because, you know, like what was it? How many people knew afterwards? Like, or that, you know, when did you tell anyone else?
I didn't.
You just stopped appearing at shows.
Yeah,
because the other thing that people don't realize is like you are genuinely loved by the locker room, like, and that's you know, and that's true. Like and it's not just like Debbie would do like everyone's hair and like would you do their makeup as well as
it wasn't me they loved, it was my hair and makeup.
She's a very
they did love you, but don't you know, some people like you were very good at that and everyone that, but the fact that you did that, like everyone loved you, your personality, and then you go and make it even yourself even more love by the fact that you go out of your way to do that for everyone else.
I would look like crap, but everyone else would look great.
So that nobody else knew that night. It was just you and Sammii. What about Kaylee, Kim, any of those?
No, nobody knew. I'd mentioned to Sammii beforehand because obviously, like, I spoke to her. Like, I was like, I need your help here. Like, this is what I'm thinking, and obviously, she had my best interests at heart. So, and then I didn't mean to tell Charlie. It just kind of came out because I was like, no, I'm not hurt. I'm fine. Like, I'm just upset, but I was like, I've not told anybody. And then just kind of, and do you know what? I wanted to tell you. I did want to tell you the next night, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it because I was just like, right, I'm on quite high. We've had another good match. Like, you know, you're still running a show. I was like, oh, I don't really want to tell him and like upset him or anything, or you to try and talk me out of it. So I was just like, do you know what? I'll go home and I'll message him. I'll speak to him, and then
What was going through your mind, like, as you're like leaving, as you're getting on the plane to go home and everything? Like, were you recapping? Were you at any point were you thinking, you know, do I really want to quit? Do I really want to stop?
Yeah, I did really kind of think that as well, but I was just focusing. I was like, right, we'll go into another chapter of my life here, sort of thing. And I was like, maybe I did mean to come back at some point, but then I just thought I don't want to. I just don't want to come back, like personal reasons. So I just focused on the next thing, and I went and done the final show with Sammii. And I think I even left early. I'd done the match, got changed, and was like, I'm way to Subway. I'm way to get some food. And I'm going. So I just kind of focused on that. I think I had to go home and do my taxes as well. Do you know? So I was just thinking of that, and I was just like, I can't wait to have relaxing weekends. Like I ballooned in size as well because I was just like, I don't have shows to do. Like, I wasn't exercising. I was just sat eating. So I got really happy. Just I found happiness in food.
Food does make you happy.
Yeah. So it was just and it was just this relaxed lifestyle where sometimes I would get quite nervous coming up to matches and things like that, and it would consume my whole week.
I think it's because you put so much like pressure on yourself, but because you didn't believe in yourself, like me and Dan believed in you. Yeah. You were doing these like, you know, especially when we done our matches, you didn't believe in yourself, so it made you more anxious and the pressure you felt. And I think that mentally drained you. But it was like you were put in these positions because you could do it, and you had shown like you can do this, and but it's like you needed to believe in yourself.
No, I think it was a fluke. I think it was a fluke that I got through that. Like, I'm watching it and I'm like, how the hell did I do that? Like, I just
because you're good.
Yeah, you're good. Exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. It's because you're good.
I'm on my way to the chippy after this.
No, you're not. You're on diet.
So I don't really know. I think I was a bit kind of lost as well. And yeah, I do remember sitting in the car going to the airport and just kind of like, is that it? And then I kept telling myself like, oh, it's not forever. Like, if you miss it, you can come back. Blah blah blah. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Oh wow, that's harsh.
You know what? There's aspects that I do miss, but I just I don't miss the anxiety leading up to a match. I don't miss like always doubting myself, being worried that I'm going to hurt somebody, things like that. Like,
you're going to make me like feel like I've got to stop asking you, aren't you? Like, because I feel.
Well, I told you I'm stubborn. I'm not bloody budging. Do you know what? I'm content. I'm happy. I'm just like, I focus on the day job.
So it's just. So I just have to kind of like be nice and respect my friend's decision, don't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bollocks.
I don't.
I'll just ghost you all.
I'll never give up.
I will ghost you all, and I'll move to Australia.
So you can watch Bondi Rescue.
Oh Christ, Bondi Rescue. By the way, I just got sent this message from Bert. This is from after an EVE show where Yaz had left her gear at the venue, of course, and so everyone was wearing it. There's Rhia O'Reilly wearing the cap and the jersey.
That sounds like her.
I remember there was another show where she left it, and we found it at the show the next day that we would do. I think like Lucha had a show the next day, or we had EVE Academy the next day. And I remember Laura was down, so we just filmed a load of stuff with Laura dressed and acting like she was Charlie Morgan. Just started sending it to Yaz, just going, "Have you left anything? Have you left anything?" So. Okay, so I've got to be nice now and stop asking you to come back.
Respect my wishes.
Yeah, I've got to do that, and I always do that. Like, I'm always like, okay, if someone's hurt, it's not nice to be asking them to come back, and and to think because that's a horrible thing. Because the chances are they don't want, they never wanted to quit; they just had to. Like Charlie Morgan, she never wanted to quit, but the injury happened. So I never.
You know what? It's quite funny actually because obviously like. I just happily walked away, but I was actually genuinely sad about Charlie retiring.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing.
I don't know how you guys feel. I was legit sad about that one.
Yes.
She was an amazing wrestler.
And that's the thing. It's just like I'm just like, but with you, it weren't because of injury. With like Charlie, it was because of injury. With Chris Wolf, it was because of injuries. So like I've never asked because again, it wasn't that the two wanted to quit. It was that something happened and they had to. So I always think it's like disrespectful to to someone that never wanted to. But you made the decision, so that means you can just go against that decision. It's like,
Dan, I thought you said you were going to stop.
I am not asking. I'm just saying. It's just what my mindset is. It's like with WrestleQueendom, like it's just like with Jetta. Jetta's whole thing was just like, if I don't win the EVE Championship, then I'm quitting. And I'm just like, no, I'm just not going to do that stipulation. So. That you can, and she's already retired once before, so why make her feel like she's got to because this time I'm worried that she'll retire for good. So I just feel as though if I just say to Jetta, no, I'm not going to let you do a retirement match now, she can't retire because she can't have had that retirement match because she wants would want to do it as a retirement match. So yes, we've hit an hour and a half. I said that we won't go any longer than this. Thank you both for coming along. Debbie, you can still just come down to shows though, right? Just letting you know. And you could just bring your gear just in case someone dropped out.
No, do you know what, Dan? I don't think I would even fit in my gear.
Just saying. It would be lovely to see you again. Hopefully we can. As you know, I'm working on getting us into Scotland at the moment, so. Fingers crossed that we'll be up there, and you
can pop round for a cup of tea then.
Beautiful, I will.
Meet the
Don't
dog.
fancy just a local booking?
No.
Oh, okay.
This shoulder isn't in the right place, and there's a nerve in this elbow that isn't in the right place, and it's just.
Don't make me feel worse.
Exactly. So it's just not. What's that?
Debbie can be Sammy's manager for a night or two.
Yes. Yes.
Fans would love to see you.
Yes. You can just shout at people.
I think I'm washing my hair that night.
Damn
it's just not for me. It's not for me.
I hear you. I will stop.
I'm not broken.
I hope the one thing that you take away from us doing things like this is that you were good.
Thank you.
So just that is one thing I hope. Going back, watching these, talking with people about it, people that are only discovering you sadly after you've retired, and who, 4 years later are watching you and going, shit, she's really good. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not like a time thing that's past you or anything along those lines. So I do hope that is one thing that you take away from it all.
I think at the time I would always be like you see how I messed up picking up that chair. I probably thought about that over and over and was like, I can't believe I messed that spot up. Like, did I hit her enough? Did that look believable and things? But watching that back now, there was little things I was noticing, and I was like, oh, here, like even the forearms, I was like, oh, or I took that well, I took this well, I done that well.
Yeah.
Whereas at the time, I did not believe that I'd done anything good. So maybe watching it back, I started to believe in myself a little bit, but it's a bit too late.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I do hope that it brings you perhaps a little bit more closure on your ability, if nothing else.
I've not watched that match back before until now. I've seen clips of it, but yeah, so it was quite nice actually to sit and watch that and be like, oh, that's where it all ended.
Well, I'm glad that's come through it. And Emerson Jayne, the former EVE International Champion, the only Triple Crown winner in EVE. You are one of the 6 individuals. We don't know who the other 4 are yet, but you will be involved in the gauntlet match for the EVE International Championship at WrestleQueendom coming up on Friday, August the 27th, which will be live. Half of it will be live free on YouTube. The other half will be exclusive to channel members on the EVE On Demand setting. Is that Piper or is that Jetta?
This is Piper.
That's Piper.
Jetta's upstairs sleeping.
That really is Jetta. You named the right one, live. You know.
She's scratching my chair.
I noticed how Piper's like, I'm not going to let you put me down this time. I know what happens then. I asked to get down, I get fucking suplexed.
Please don't knock the camera over.
So we will next see you at WrestleQueendom. We're going to be announcing another one of the competitors in the international title gauntlet tonight. I can't announce them tonight now. Sorry. But I will announce them this weekend or Monday. One of the two. I will announce them soon. So you will soon know who at least one other person in that EVE International gauntlet will be.
Get away.
Oh, is that Piper? Well, I think before Piper puts an end to this all, we should say goodbye. Thank you so much to the pair of you for joining tonight. It's been a real pleasure to do this and to relive these moments and rewatch that incredibly brutal match. Thank you to the pair of you, basically.
Oh, thank you for having us.
And oh my god! And thank you too, Piper, for waiting until the end of the episode before you actually do this. So, guys, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you everyone. There's a member of the EVE Army for joining us. Millie, Raymond Hewer, among everyone else that has been here. Perry, I saw you earlier as well. Thanks to everyone. Oh, Grant McGloin says, "Who is the gambler?" You're the gambler, aren't you? You're Emerson Jayne, and you're going to be the gambler. Am I right? Are you the gambler?
No comment.
And I'll sing.
Are you the gambler, Debbie? Is it all a swerve and you're the gambler?
Our big return.
You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away,
that song.
know when to run.
Right.
Exactly. You're uncultured swine.
It's not K-pop, therefore I don't listen to it.
That's the other thing. Every day I get a new photo of that K-pop band that you like. I know. BTS. Oh, she fucking loves it. She does. Right. Thanks so much, guys. Right. Pleasure to have you here. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you. We'll see you next time. And as I try to find the video that is the goodbye video, I don't think I have the goodbye video. I'm just going to end the video.
I'll sing.
Thanks. You'll sing. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Well, I don't know a song. Tell me a song.
Oh, you don't know any song?
No, I don't know.
What song were you singing at the start?
Sing Queen. What one? What song?
Ellie, just go.
I've paid my dues time after time.
Oh, I regret this.
I've done my sentence, but committed no crime.
The song I normally go out after a minute of music, so we've got a bit of time. You keep going. Yeah, a minute.
We are the champions.
That is not the next line. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.